Welcome to this video. My name's Ross Clark, the Mindful Coach. In this video we're going to be talking about mindfulness at work, opportunity in the workplace to develop a practice of mindful listening. And this is just going to be a basic introduction to mindful listening. So the first thing I'd like to ask you to do is just to stop and drop. Stop and drop is just a little mini practice, a little mini mindfulness practice, and it only takes a few minutes. So if you would just stop and gently close your eyes and notice the sounds around you. Without judgment, we're just noticing the sounds. Next, we notice the sensations in the body, and in particular the heavy grounding sensations. The heavy grounding sensations are always safe, so we notice them in our feet, in our hands, in the posture of the spine, even in the tongue, having the tongue, knowing where the tongue is in the mouth and touching against the teeth is an excellent grounding place. Next, we shift our attention back to the sounds in the room, just allowing the sounds to come to us. And as best we can, not thinking about them. Just allowing the sounds to come and to go. Next, we shift our attention back to the posture of the body, coming back home to be grounded. What we're doing is we're coming back into presence. We're stopping and dropping into the present moment. And last, we just notice the mood in the mind. Again, without judgment. Moods are moods, they come and go, but just to notice them. What is the mood in the mind? So now we've had a brief introduction to stopping and dropping just by noticing the sounds around us, paying attention to the posture of the body, and just noticing the mood. So we'll conclude this little practice of stopping and dropping and continue on with the slide presentation. So the learning objectives are to introduce mindful listening, as opposed to mindless listening. And to explain that process, this is a process. And the difference between responding versus reacting. So mindful listening, the way we listen to others can communicate acceptance or rejection. Mindless listening, the habit of mindless listening, we often do not pay full attention to the other person. We look away, we do not notice their tone of voice. We only hear part of what they're saying before we want to express our opinion. Mindful listening is different. When others are speaking, we let go of our own thoughts and pay attention to what they're saying. We stay aware of the feelings and sensations that are occurring, especially in the heart and chest area. We are aware of our mind jumping into judgments, and we just bring it back into the present moment. Reacting. We often react to one another out of habit, instantaneously lost in our habits of judging, defending, and distancing. Responding. In conversation with others, we can respond rather than react to what the person is saying. How to listen. First, we stop the overthinking in our mind. We notice what the other person is saying. We notice their body language. And we suspend our judgment. Suspend the wanting to say our bit. We just suspend that. So the stop process is we stop thinking about what we're going to say next. The notice process, we notice what we're experiencing. We notice our thoughts. We notice our feelings. Suspend. We suspend judgment briefly of what the other person is saying. Letting go. If we find ourselves criticizing, we meet these thoughts with mindfulness. Let them go and return to receptive listening. This doesn't mean that we're agreeing with whatever is being said. Rather, we're responding by honoring the other person with our full attention. Spirit. We listen with our eyes to the person's body language and facial expressions. We listen openly to the tone, the pitch, the volume of the words. In addition to content, we allow ourselves to receive the mood and the spirit of what the other person is saying. In summary, mindfulness listening makes all the difference. We stop thinking of what we're going to say. We notice our thoughts and feelings. We suspend judgment briefly. And yes, we can do this. So mindfulness is beautiful in that there's nothing to really get right. We have all the faculties and gifts that we need in order to find more happiness and joy in each day. So if this video was helpful, please consider subscribing and we'll produce more of them. So thank you for your attention.